Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to access your Windows 10 machine remotely for free using TeamViewer. Now, TeamViewer is free for home and personal use, so if you're a business user, do purchase their application. But let's go ahead and set up the free version now. So I'm going to go to Firefox here. You can use Edge if you like, or whatever browser that you happen to prefer. But essentially, open your browser and go to TeamViewer.com. Okay, and their sites basically look like this forever. So you're almost certainly going to see this girl in that box and this big green button. So go ahead and click on the Download TeamViewer button. Then in Firefox, we'll get our save file prompt there. And in the upper right, file's downloaded. We can go ahead and run it. Okay, so while that's running, we can close the browser. We're done with that. And we have a few choices to make. So because this is the Windows 10 machine that we want to access, we want to choose installation to access this computer remotely. And go ahead and choose our personal non-commercial use there. And check off show advanced settings, because when you click on accept next, and verify that you want changes done to the user account control, in our case, you get these options here. Use remote print, use TeamViewer VPN. These are things that you might want later. If you have Office installed, this will automatically be checked off. If you're not doing meetings and stuff, just uncheck it, so there's no point in adding complexity to Outlook that you'll never use. But these two, definitely remote print is usually the #1 go-to extension that people want. So it's nice and easy to set it up at this point by clicking on that advanced button. Now go ahead and click on finish, and the installation will begin. Okay, so I paused recording there for a bit so that you don't have to watch the long and boring installation. It's not that long actually, but it's too long to watch. And we eventually get to this window here, set up unattended access. So we go ahead and click on next, right? And you can name this computer. It pulls the name, the actual name of the computer from the system properties, but you can call it whatever you want, or just leave that. I'll just leave it. But the key point here is that you're going to give it a password, right? And this is the password that you're going to use when you're on the other computer logging into this one. It secures it for you. So put in a password twice, make sure you record it somewhere, and click next. You can create a free TeamViewer account. If you already have one, of course, you can select that and sign in. Or to make things nice and simple, just say, I don't want to create a TeamViewer account now, and click on next. Now this number is very important. This is the number that you're going to use to call your computer to remotely connect to it, right? So I'm just going to copy that at the moment, because we're going to switch to another computer in a moment and use that. But now go ahead and click finish. Write that number down, right, along with the password. And you will see here we have the standard TeamViewer window, the window you would get if you double-clicked on the TeamViewer 10 icon on your desktop. So this is the number that we just copied. Okay, this password is not the one that you made up. This is a temporary password for a one-off instance. So if you had a tech person that wanted to connect to your computer, you want to give them this password. This password will change each time your computer reboots. So they don't have permanent access to your system. So, and you can hit the little refresh icon there and say create new random password. If you just had a tech on and you want to ensure that they can't simply leap back in. right? But down here, this is your, see here's that setup unintended access thing there. Came up because I clicked on that password. I'll hit cancel, but down here is where you would click to change the personal password that you have for permanent access. Okay, so we've set up TeamViewer here. It's ready to go. If we X out of it, it's still running, right? So it gives us a little notice. TeamViewer is still running, so you'll be still able to connect to this computer from a remote site. So it's the little blue icon here, right? And if you don't see it, you can click on the little arrow on the left-hand side of your icons, and you can see it right there. Right. So now let's switch to another computer and connect to this one. So here we are, we're now on an XP machine, and we're going to connect to that Windows 10 machine. So I'm going to paste in the number and click on connect to partner. So this is where you're going to be doing it, right in the center where it says control remote computer. Paste in the number that you recorded for your Windows 10 machine. Make sure remote control is selected, and then say connect to partner. Okay, now it prompts you for the password that you made up. Put that in and click on log on. Now it's connecting, and here we have that desktop. Now these little windows here are the TeamViewer components that are allowing you to connect. So for example, if you were to click on this X here, you'd actually close all your connections and you'd be backing out, right? So if you want to get rid of this window, it's in your way. You actually click on the little minimized panel icon right there, and it goes over there. Okay. Now we clicked off the remote print thing. If you want to activate that under extras, you click on extras, and then you click on remote printing. Okay. And what that will do is enable you to print to whatever printers are hooked up to the computer you're controlling from, right? So if I had printers on this XP machine, by clicking that extras and choosing remote printing, I can now print from my remote Windows 10 desktop to the XP machine that I'm currently physically at, right? So very handy if you're working with files and you need a printout, of course. So let's just pull something up here. So let's pull up the weather, for example, just so that we've made a change on the desktop there. And let's switch back to our Windows 10 desktop. So now we're back on the Windows 10 desktop, and you can see that I've opened up the weather. All right. And here we are on the back on the XP machine, controlling the Windows 10 machine. And the TeamViewer window can be resized, right? So you can shrink it, grab the edge, right? You can see the double arrow appear, or you can grab the corner, pull the corner out, right? It'll stay in proper aspect ratio, right? So you just have to grab one edge. And you know, if you're working away at the XP machine, but you want to just have quick access to this, so you can keep it in a little window and do whatever you need to. Maybe you're monitoring some kind of process or something, right? Whatever you need to do remotely, you can do with TeamViewer this way. Hopefully this has helped you to gain control of your Windows 10 machine remotely. Thanks for watching.